Hey guys, Gemmy here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Gemmy animated caroling Bart Simpson. Now this guy actually gives me an opportunity to talk about something that I've been meaning to tackle for years now. Now I think it's time somebody needed to say this for a long time now. Now normally I'd save this for the middle or even at the end of the review, but I figured I'd get it out of the way now so it's not hanging over my head the whole time I'm reviewing this, so please excuse me while I go off subject for a few minutes here. So, if you're a part of the animation community, you may know that Bart Simpson is a very well-loved character within the animation community. And while that is something I do admire, it's the reason why he's so loved within the animation community that I have a problem with. You see, in 2012, the Nostalgia Critic released the top 11 best Simpsons episodes, and in that list, he picked the Season 2 premiere episode, Bart Gets an F, as number 1 on that list. Since then, animation critics have come to the conclusion that all animation cartoons should be sad, tear-jerking, and dramatic, because that's what kids deserve. Well, I'm here to say that that's all just a jumble of BS. Kids don't deserve drama. If kids want to watch comedy, let them watch comedy. If they like drama, let them watch drama. And to address the point further, cartoon critics are looking for drama in anything. Not just cartoons that are intended to be dramas, but they're looking for tear-jerking, sad, dramatic episodes in comedy shows. Of course, The Simpsons is no exception to the rule. If you ask me, I think this is idiotic, because The Simpsons is primarily a comedy show. It's always been a comedy show. I'm not saying that it can only do comedy, but comedy is what you come to a show like this for. Going to a comedy like The Simpsons for a sad dramatic episode is like going to Family Guy for its political episodes. I mean, sure, they tend to have them here and there, but that's just not what the purpose of the show is. It's supposed to make you laugh, not cry. And if you think that's where the line is drawn, you are sadly mistaken, because this whole toxic belief that all cartoons should be sad, tear-jerking, emotional, dramatic, give a character a sad backstory, or whatever you want to call it, or what have you, has grown into a poison oak tree, cut down, and then burnt into toxic fumes. Because ever since that video and that incompetent doof Mr. Enter's admirable animation series, which, thank God that got put out of its misery, the influence that those series put together has had on the animation community is absolutely horrible, because now people are thinking that animation is supposed to be tear-jerking, sad, and dramatic. It's gotten to the point where I want you to try this little experiment. Think of a show you really like from like the 2000s or the 2010s. Now look at some top 10 best episodes, and you'll start to notice a pattern. As soon as one big cartoon critic that has a minimum of at least 100,000 subscribers points out a sad dramatic episode as number 1 as the best thing the show has ever done, you'll see other Enterbot drones being unable to think for themselves, copy and paste that opinion all over the internet, and pretty much state it as a fact. It's gotten to the point where it actually surprised me when I didn't see a sad cartoon episode get praised because it's sad and dramatic. Regardless of whether or not it's a comedy, just try it. Go through a bunch of those reviews and you'll see exactly where I'm coming from with that. Hell, this trope is even dipping into good shows that I like too. And it's not just animation, it's also live action shows. Like, things that, like, for all intents and purposes, are also live-action comedies. These are also the same people who hate things like post-movie SpongeBob and Teen Titans Go. Yeah, I'm on to you, drones! Sorry about that. This whole trope is just really starting to piss me off. And going back to my point from earlier, the reason we like Bart Simpson is because he's a rebel. He's a cool cat. He's hip with the crowd. Not because he failed a fucking test! Sorry about that. I normally don't use that language on my reviews too often, but I am just so sick of seeing that belief being spewed and being used as a fact. It's an opinion, not a fact. Get it right, damn it! Sorry about that. That one's just been really boiling up in me for years, and I needed to really let it all out, and there was no better time to do it than now. But anyway, on to the actual item itself. Now, when I first got it, it did move, but very slowly. Tried it with new batteries, the motor was pretty much dying. Now, how to disassemble this guy is actually, pretty tricky, because, one thing you gotta watch out for is because you have to remove this songbook that Bart's holding. I have it held on with tape there, because there are screws that start at the inside of the hand, so there's really no access to them. I don't know who came up with that or how they managed to structure it like that, but that's a really stupid design. You have to demount it from the base, take out the arms, which can be kind of a pain to do, then take the songbook off the hands, and then, and you pretty much got access to the gearbox. Now, what this guy needed was a new motor. I actually bought a first caroling Bart, which was up for dirt cheap. This is like the third time I bought something off eBay dirt cheap, only to have it arrive to me in a very defective state, to the point where I couldn't repair it. So, lesson learned, if you see an item you really want on eBay for dirt cheap, don't be fooled. They're probably selling it because it's defective. Go for the ones that are probably the second cheapest, I'd say, at minimum. I know it sounds like a stretch, but there's a reason those defective ones are sold at such a low price. But anyways, on my first caroling Bart, the sound chip was completely disconnected, and I couldn't get it back together, so I just took the motor on that one since it was pretty much good, and then I put it in this guy. He also had a split 8-tooth gear, which I replaced with a 9-tooth gear. Couldn't work any better. And then I gave him a new rubber belt because his original one was kind of loose, and reassembled it all back together, and here he sits. And the only defect he has now are his shoes, because there's like these little pegs that actually hold the feet in place, but it seems that that came off from age, but I don't mind. I'm actually going to keep it that way in case I have to do any future repairs to this guy, which, after the way I repaired this guy, I don't think he's going to need any future repairs for at least the next 10 years or so. But anyways, Bart's head sways back and forth, and he sings his own hilarious parody of Jingle Bells and says many different phrases. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive right in and enjoy the show.
Dear Santa, I haven't been good this year, but I make everyone else look good, and that should count for something. And for the office of Christmas turkey, I nominate my dad, Homer Simpson. Flashing through the snow in a souped-up Chevrolet, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Horns are honking loud, pedestrians take flight. What fun it is to ride and sing a cruising song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, dinner smells, tobacco, load and egg. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a schoolyard wall today. Hey, jingle bells, a Barfield got away. Oh, you can make me sing this song, but I'll sing it my own way. My powers of deduction tell me you're getting a handmade sweater, possibly yellow. Dear Santa, you bring me lots of good stuff. I promise not to do anything bad between now and when I wake up. Oh, I knew Santa wouldn't have time to check that list twice. Oh, will this Christmas never end? Ay, caramba! That stuff's coming through. Dear Santa, I can't promise I'll try to be good, but I'll try to try. Oh, boy, it's Christmas bake-off now. Have a little figgy pudding and a snifter of Yuletide log. Oh, those aluminum kite trees are so fake. From now on, at the Simpsons, it's plastic all the way. Why would Santa choose to live at the North Pole when he could live in Vegas? One more lug of coal and I'm out of here. Dear Santa, I haven't been good this year, but I make everyone else look good, and that should count for something. And for the office of Christmas turkey, I nominate my dad, Homer Simpson.
And that's all of his phrases, guys, so let's get an up-close look at good old Bartman himself. Of course, the head's not completely spotless, but you can actually see the detailing that they put into the structure of the head sculpt, which is very admirable. The Santa hat he's wearing, and if you look on the side, you can see it looks like he's actually kind of looks like he's in agony while he's singing. Like he's like, "Oh, I don't want to do this crap, man." And there's the scarf. There's his usual attire: his red shirt, his blue pants, and like I said earlier, the songbook is screwed into the hand. But like, you'd have to get the screwdriver into the hand, which I'm not doing, obviously. I have it held on there with a few pieces of tape. I know it looks kind of shoddy, but that's all I could think of doing at this time. I'll probably think of another way to get that songbook mounted on properly in the future. And the base is actually made out of a rubbery latex material. It's a very thick, Billy Bass leveled thick rubber material. Here's the side. You can see they did get Bart's haircut right. Here's the back. There is no adapter jack for this guy. Oh, and that actually brings up another subject. The prototype actually had a moving mouth, and the head was structured completely differently. And it actually looked kind of creepy, to be honest with you. So I'm actually glad they completely redid it. Even if they did have to remove the mouth, which is a shame. Here's the songbook that says Xmas Carols. I don't know what that O dash is for, but they all have that. Here is the base. Gemmy Industries Corp, Gemmy.com, and then down here it says The Simpsons, trademark copyright 2002 20th Century Fox Film Corporation, all rights reserved. I'm guessing that's when this guy was manufactured, but he wasn't released until the years later, 2003 and 2004. Alright, let's go ahead and hear Bart's funny Christmas carol one last time before we hit the road, so here we go again.
Crashing through the snow in a beat-up Chevrolet. O'er the field we go, laughing all the way. Horns are honking loud, pedestrians take flight. What fun it is to ride and sing a cruising song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, in the snow, tobacco, road and egg. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a schoolyard wall today. Hey, jingle bells, Alberto got away. Oh, you can make me sing this song, but I'll sing it my own way.
And there you go, guys. That's the Gemmy animated caroling Bart Simpson. Now, before I go, to all you future cartoon critics out there who are interested in cartoons as much as I am, I want to give you a few pieces of advice before I go. So, first off, do not subscribe to any cartoon critics like Mr. Enter or Nostalgia Critic. I mean, Nostalgia Critic's a little bit better, but he started the whole stupid animation drama equals good trend within the community. So I'd stay away from those guys if I were you. I try guys like Nick Tendo. Those guys are better, I guess. If you see a cartoon critic praising something that's not intended to be a drama, if you see him praising a dramatic episode, they're an Enterbot. No question about it. And if you see them hating on something that they don't deem fit in their standards, chances are it's actually good, like Teen Titans Go. I said it before and I'll say it again, Teen Titans Go is nowhere near bad as anyone is letting on. Anyone. It's actually an okay show. Besides, the original Teen Titans had humor in it, as well as its serious moments, but Teen Titans Go mainly focuses on the humor. And there is no bad way to do humor, so don't give me that crap. And lastly, if you have that one opinion that's completely different from everyone else's, and if you disagree with the whole, oh, cartoons should be sad and dramatic because that's what kids deserve. If you disagree with that ideology like I do, then you've got my utmost respect. In fact, I would encourage you to spread that message more often because it's fact that not all cartoons have to be dramatic. And to think that they should be is stupid and illogical. And never let anyone, not Mr. Enter, no Enterbots, no Nostalgia Critic influenced critics ever, anywhere in the community at all, don't let them ever take that away from you. Ever. Signing out.